What's up, y'all? Let's get right into today's workout. We got a true beginner Pilates workout. We're going to stay between seated and on our backs today. Feet flat on the mat. Take the arms down to your side. Take 3 inhale breaths through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Start to focus on what we're about to get into today. It'll be short, but let's make it good, okay? So float the arms up just over the chest. Go ahead and protract. Reach the fingertips up toward the ceiling. Shoulders follow, and then bring it back to neutral. Reach those fingertips up toward the ceiling and bring it back to neutral. You're protracting the scapula from behind. Now go ahead and retract. So you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades back up against the mat and release to neutral. 2 more. Last one. Float the arms up overhead. Let them circle down towards the shoulders, towards the hips, and bring them back up just in front of the chest. We're going to circle for 2 more, pausing at the top, keeping both arms moving at the same pace, moving through that shoulder joint. Let's go ahead and rotate or reverse it. So down towards the hips, swing it up over the shoulders, over the head, pause just above the chest, and swing it back around. Good. Last one. Pause and let the arms float back down to the side. Inhale, breath. Exhale, glide the ribs down toward the hips. You're going into our imprint. Okay, so we're contracting the abdominals. That space in the low back is starting to close up against your mat. Let's go. 1 more. Exhale. On this next inhale, you're going to nod the chin. Exhale, float up. Arms come up about shoulder height. Inhale to stay. And exhale, you're going to lower the hands back down to your mat and your head. So inhale, nod the chin. Take the gaze toward the knees. Floating the hands just gently off the mat about 2 inches. Coming back down. Again, gliding the rib cage down. So abdominals are contracted here. And lower down. All right, so on this next inhale, you're going to float. And you're just going to pump the arms now through the shoulder joint. Inhale through the nose for 5 counts. Exhale. And inhale for 5 and exhale. Inhale, keep those shoulders away from the ears and exhale. And lower down. Right leg comes up into tabletop. So we're going to do that same thing. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, float the arms off of the mat and pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3. This time, extend that right leg and bring it back in on that exhale. So inhale, lengthen, and exhale. 1 more. Inhale, and exhale, bring it back into tabletop. Lower the foot down and lower your head down. Let's do that same thing for that left side. So now we're going to lift that left leg up into tabletop. Exhale, extend off of the mat, flex forward, and pump. As you inhale, you're going to extend that left leg. And exhale, bring it back into tabletop. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 1 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Inhale, lower the leg down, and head and neck comes down. Good. Right leg lengthens long onto the mat. Arms come up overhead. Float the arms up above the chest, and then flex the upper body off of the mat over the knees. Inhale, stack the spine back on top of each other. Exhale, scoop and roll back down towards your mat. Arms follow overhead. Repeat that for 2. You're going to roll off of the mat over the knees. Grow tall. And then scoop. Keeping those shoulders away from the ears. floating back up. Last one. You're avoiding gripping with your legs, so your abdominals are in control here. And then scoop and roll down. Now let's go ahead and lengthen the left leg now. And repeat for 3. Roll up off of the mat, nice and control over the knee. And then rebuild the spine before you scoop and roll back down to your mat. All right, we got 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Using those abdominals to get you off of the mat. Keeping the shoulder blades stabilized so you're not hunching the shoulders. This is the last one. Rebuild the spine, scoop and roll. Good. Both feet come back onto the mat. Arms come down. Inhale, breath. Exhale through your imprint. So abdominals are starting to glide down toward the hips. And then you're going to scoop the pelvis, peel the hips off of the mat. Inhale to stay. Exhale, lower back down. Middle back, lower back, and hips are the last to come. All right, so we're going to do that again. Exhale, peel off of the mat like you're separating a piece of Velcro. Knees are lengthening long on the opposite side of the wall, and then you're going to roll back down one vertebra at a time. All right, repeat one more time. Exhale, get those hips up. Squeeze the glutes. All right, and lower down. This time we're going to do the same thing, only we're lifting up one piece. So exhale, hips and upper, lower back, middle back come off of the mat at one time and lower down in one piece. All right, lift off, keeping those ribs from wanting to pop or your back from wanting to arch. All right, so everything is long and then one piece and lower down. One more time, lift up. Can you float the right foot or the right toes off of the mat and set them back down? Left foot, keeping the pelvis steady without rocking. Inhale to reset and then lower down. We got 2 more like that. So you're going to exhale. Lift the hips off, one piece. Right toe hovers, set it down. Left toe hovers, set it down. Inhale, hips up higher, keeping them level and lower. One more time, exhale. Lifting the hips off the mat. Let's lift up the left leg first this time. And right. Inhale, contract the glutes, and exhale to lower. Both feet come off of the mat. Cross the right ankle over the left. You're going to inhale, start to bring the knees up towards the head, and exhale, gently lift the hips off of the mat using your abdominals, and then return them back. All right, so you're lifting the hips just slightly as you bring the legs towards your head. You're not gripping with your hands, all right, and you're just lifting. Not using any momentum here. Let's go 2 more. Lift up and lower down. If you're unable to lift, that's okay. And lower down. Now we're going to just switch the ankles. Switch, keeping the low back on the ground, avoiding arching. You're switching at the ankle, keeping your abdominals engaged, okay? Lower the legs down just a little bit. If you start to arch or grip, you've gone too far. Bring it back up. Keep switching. Switch, switch, switch. Lower down, switch, switch. Switch, switch, switch. Lift it back up. Switch, switch, switch. Can you extend the legs? If not, you're going to stay bent and lower down. But if you can't, extend those legs. Contract those quadricep muscles to keep the legs nice and straight and bring it back up. Switch, switch, switch. Lower down. One more. Switch. Hold it there. Switch. And lift it back up. Good. Lower the feet down. Toe ball heel. Take the arms back behind the head. Elbows are wide. You're going to inhale, exhale, roll into your imprint, contracting the abdominals, rolling or gliding the hip, oh my gosh, gliding the rib cage down toward the hips. All right. So we're going to stay here, but we're going to rotate. So left arm pit is going to come towards that right knee and then open back up. Right arm comes toward the left knee and open back up. But we're not lowering back down to the ground. We're using the obliques. So think armpit or shoulder to the knee as opposed to elbow. So we're not going like this, okay? You're keeping those elbows nice and wide and rotating. All right, go ahead and lower down. Right leg comes up into tabletop. Flex the upper body off of the mat. And we're gonna rotate left to right, just like that. Stay here. So left arm pit comes to the right knee. This time as you curl, when you come back, you're going to extend that right leg. Bring it in and extend as you open up. One more. And extend. Go ahead and lower down. Put that leg down. Left leg comes up into tabletop, so we're going to do just the opposite. So right arm pit comes to the left knee. For 2, one more. And this next one, we're going to roll up and extend as you open up the body using the obliques. One more. And extend. Go ahead and lower that knee back down and rest the body. Bring an arm behind the thigh, roll yourself up. Arms come out in front of you. Knees or feet are flat on your mat. Shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead and hover over your knees and roll using your hips away from the knees. Come back over. So you're going to roll, initiating the movement with the hips and your abdominals. So you're just scooping and rolling away. Your shoulders and your arms are staying at the same height. So you're not lifting as you roll. All right. One more. And roll back over. And then sit straight up. All right. So hands are coming at about shin level. And you're just going to scoop and roll and come back up to seated. All right. So you're just going to kind of as if somebody hit you in your stomach. You're going to roll or scoop and then come back up to seating. One more. Using the abdominals here. Because now we're going to go ahead and lift off of the toe. Lift the toes off of the mat. You're going to sit behind your sit bone. So you're kind of like rocking just a little bit. And you're going to do that same movement. Ooh, scoop. And come back up. Staying behind the sit bones. Come up. And up. One more. And now we're going to go ahead and keep scooping until you start to roll back on your mat and come back up behind the sit bones. Okay, rolling like a ball. You're going just to the upper thoracic spine, so not onto the neck. Nice and controlled. Keeping your spine curved the whole time. Let's do one more. Tuck, scoop, and come back up. Go ahead and rest the feet back on the mat. That's it for today. I will see y'all at the next workout.